Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Overpopulating, and this is Among Ripple's Shallow Waters. This is a self-described eco-tycoon simulation game with a bunch of sort of strategic and management elements. It's really funky. You play as a group of hippies trying to rebuild nature, I guess, and repopulate wild lakes. Yeah, the concept is really, really strange. But we're gonna jump right on into the story campaign, and I should highlight right from the outset that this game is currently on Kickstarter. So this is a demo for the game, which will of course be released subsequent to the Kickstarter campaign. Right. This is Samira. I'm happy you're able to join us on this venture. We'll do our best to show you that we are more than capable to assist the lakes in their recovery. We've set up the camp already. We were just waiting for you. This lake has trouble keeping the aquatic animals alive, and we need a suitable environment for the animals. It's going to be nice to see these fish get the attention they desperately need. Do fish desperately need that much attention? I'm not entirely sure. Mission 1 is the tutorial. Now, I thought, I would show you the tutorial. I have actually done the tutorial, which, is fine. It's going to be alright. We'll just go over a couple of the sort of basic mechanics. I'll just explain them as we go. Basically, in the story campaign, you've got a bunch of objectives. They're up in the top right-hand corner down there. And then we've also got in the center of the screen, the sort of center of the bottom screen, we've got 4 bars which we need to pay very, very close attention to. And basically, you need to ensure that all of these meters are fit and proper for fishy habitation. So, we need to purchase and add dace to the lake. Where are these hippies getting the money to buy fishes? I have absolutely no idea. Are they stealing from somebody? I don't know. Are they fundraising somehow? I do not know. But anyway, let's buy a fish. It's going to cost us 4 coins. Coins down in the bottom right down here. That's research points down there. Date, mission level objective, total number of fish in our pond, number of dead fish corpses. Fish corpses? Is that the technical term? I don't know. Anyway, I do kinda absolutely adore this art style. Also, I love when you go underwater. It feels like you hear the... Oh yeah, that's satisfying. Right, okay, so the dace are without a home, which is a crying shame, because, even fish need a home. We are going to place the dace breeding ground so that the fishes are able to, get funky, underwater, so to speak. And each and every time we will just we'll click through the objectives. Whenever we complete one, we'll get a little bit more research points. Now, I specifically placed the dace breeding ground in close proximity to these reeds because different breeding grounds require different sort of fauna. Is that the technical term? Brilliant! Look at this. We're already hatching. We're hatching a baby dace, a baby dacey. Simple as that. Anyway, as you can see, we've got 2 reeds nearby, which is grand. Means that the survival chances of the eggs are going to be slightly more. Wow, look at that. A new fish has been birthed. I can't see it. Oh yes, there it is. It's just floating out of the rock. Just like that. It's there. Brilliant. The conditions are good for them. Keep it up. Don't you worry, Buster. I will keep up the good work. We'll just claim as much as we possibly can. What is this? The new objective is a star in it. There are objectives you need to finish in order to progress to the next level. Collect all the stars to give yourself an edge on the latter levels. And you gain money when organisms reproduce. Right, so this is probably my favorite mechanic about this game. You actually get money the more you can make fish breed. Yeah, it's kind of bananas. So, for that reason, we probably don't want to purchase that many fish. We'll purchase 2 more fish just to ensure that our breeding rate increases somewhat, but I don't want to spend too much on fish purchases at the moment. We also need to purchase and add a producer to the lake, so we can talk a little bit about that. As you can see, the dace is a consumer. There's a little bit of a blurb on the right-hand side, which is actually quite important. It eats algae to survive. Its natural enemies are perch, pike, otter, and mallard. Not sure what a mallard is, but I think it's a duck. Don't quote me on that. It's rather sensitive to drops in oxygen levels. Well, that's fine. That's totally fine. Algae, on the other hand, is a consumer. produces both food for some fish and oxygen through photosynthesis. An algae can't die as a whole, but can continuously drop clusters of dead organisms. Brilliant. Well, let's place a big old cluster of algae. We'll claim yet more research points as well. Thank you very much. And then we can hopefully see a little bit of hatching. Now, we can, in fact, use all of our research points to unlock a whole bunch of stuff. We've got the requirement to unlock a crayfish. Let's do that. You know, we'll just buy one, get some more research points. I mean, look, it's a basic tutorial. I get it. However, we're about to finish up the tutorial, and then we will be on to the sort of meta game, I guess, the macro game, you could say, and we'll be able to go far. Go far in the world of eco-exploration or whatever. Anyway, let's have a little look at our lake info, and we'll have a little chat about what this means. Mostly, the figure that you need to be paying attention to, mostly, is the total fish capacity, the fish population, the fishulation. The fishulation, that's right. The fishulation is 12 at the moment, maximum of 27. I mean, these guys have been going at it like crazy. I think I only put like two or three days into this pond anyway. Crayfish without food and too few crayfish. Well, the lonely crayfish. Sure, let's get a crayfish. I don't think that we can get a crayfish. I'm saying fish too many times. It's a disaster. I don't think we can get a crayfish breeding area, so I guess crayfishes are just destined to not breed. I guess that's okay. We'll just live with that. It is what it is. It is what it is. That's fine. Totally fine. Right, so the algae is looking pretty darn good. We've got enough nutrients in here. Crayfish don't have food. Now, crayfish, if you'll recall me saying, feed on dead corpses. So, the fact that they don't have many dead corpses to eat is a good thing. I think it's a good thing anyway. I mean, from my perspective, I'm happy that my fish aren't dying. If my crayfish end up dying, then you know what? That is what it is. C'est la vie. You gotta live with it. Alright, there we go. Claim that. Have an ecosystem of 4 different organisms at the same time. I don't think I need to particularly keep on playing. I'm quite happy to go to the camp and get out of here and you know, make some progress in the short little time that we have together, dear viewer, to play among ripples. You did a great job. Now we can leave this lake with a good conscience. Is this what you guys do? You just travel around? People from Gallivere municipality called apparently neglected barrels of toxic waste have affected one of their lakes. They need our assistance. That's horrible. I hope some life remains. Is there not, I don't know, some council official or, I don't know, state authority person that can deal with, you know, toxic waste? Nature can handle a lot on its own, but drastic changes like that is probably too much. We should go there right away. Yes, let's indeed do that. Now, to some degree, you can interact. I'm impressed with what you did with the lake. I think we left that lake in a better state than it was. Yes. To some degree, we can interact with people at the moment. I'm not going to talk to people because, frankly, I'm not really that interested. We will be able to utilize a few more of the sort of conversational features in just a second. It took longer than I expected. There's not much left in the lake, but we can get it back to its former glory. All right. Great. Fantastic. Hover over me and click the button with the light bulb to open my improvements tree. Now, I do indeed believe... Yeah, so your improvements tree is somehow different to the others. Brilliant. So, what have we got here? Unlock research, increased reproduction income. Brilliant. I mean, I plan on doing a lot of reproduction. That is definitely something that I plan on doing. So let's jump into the second mission, shall we? Difficulty medium. Toxins have leaked into the water and it needs to be cleaned up. Populate with dace. Have life thrive in the lake. Introduce the otter. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the otter eats the dace. Or eats daces. Dacei? Dacei. Dacei seems like the thing. The lake looks terrible. Does it? Are these dead fishes? These are dead. These are dead. They're decomposing. I mean, that's not a good vibe. Toxins are bad. Okay, well that's fine. Because, you know, we have a natural anti-toxin machine. And you know what that is? It's a clam. They reduce toxins in the water. When they have filtered too much toxins, they will perish. Toxins, that's right. Toxins. How many clams do I get? How do we get clams to breed with each other? How do we do that? Right, so we should see toxins start to decrease to some degree. Yeah, you consume algae. I mean, you consume dead stuff, right? Wait for the toxins to reach a healthy state. I mean, I could wait, or I could buy an unhealthy number of clams. Maybe we'll be able to get some diamonds from them. Nope, not diamonds. Diamonds is not the thing that you get from clams. Oh my goodness. All right, we've drained the toxins. We may have put too many clams in here. Now we're going to reintroduce algae. Is that the best situation? Is that the best thing to do under these circumstances? Don't ask me. I'm not qualified. Right. I'm only going to place down... In fact, no, you know, I'll place down 2. You know, we can't have lonely crayfish. That's just not on. Right, so we're going to increase the lake's nutrients. I'm pretty certain that that should be totally fine. Low nutrients. Come on. Right, so if I click this little button, I can have a little overlay of exactly what the situation is over here. How do I get rid of clams? Head cam? Don't you mean a clam cam? Right, I think I might have overdone... I might have substantially overdone the clams. Yeah, like, not even close. Not even flipping close. Trying to increase the oxygen. Okay, well, we can at least increase the oxygen. Which is something, at least. So that's nice. Nutrients, on the other hand, are going to continue to decrease until we declamify. Holy cow, the passive income from clams. That is something to note, by the way. So you get passive income for just existing, apparently, as a fish person. Not actually a fish person, but you know, you get the picture, I hope. Yeah, so you get passive income, but you also get income from breeding, as I've already highlighted. And let's be frank, even though my name's not Frank, I'm interested in fish breeding. Reproduce 15 daces. Well, don't mind if I diddly do. Let's unlock the dace, which we don't have unlocked at the present moment. We're looking for a place with 2 reeds and perhaps a little collection of small rocks. Tell you what, this area looks pretty darn perfect. What do you know? Yep, reeds and small rocks are both around there, which means that the survival chance of eggs is going to be pretty darn high. Let's get 1, 2, 3, 4 daces. Is that enough to make a serious amount of daci? Great question. We'll find out in just a second. As soon as the hatching is done, we're gonna be golden. Also, I think we need more crayfish. Yeah, the crayfish situation is, I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad, it's just not brilliant. I think we just need a few more of them. We've still got a lot of corpses on the ground. You know what I mean? Got a lot of corpses. A lot of corpses. How have we got 46? Oh, yeah, most of the stuff. Yeah, we got clams. Oh. So, I think... So what's happening, if I'm not mistaken... Oh, sorry, I just went for a swim there. Kind of intentional, kind of not intentional. Stop. Yeah, so, we have these clams. We have these clams, and I think they're dying, and then they're just decomposing underneath of their brethren. I mean, it's not exactly a pretty sight to see your old man, you know, old man clam dying beneath young man clam. But, I mean, what about this was well planned? Absolutely nothing. Frankly, absolutely nothing. And we sure as heck can't ditch stuff. Also, something that I should mention, as well as sort of intra-game research and sort of progress, technical progress, you can also get inter-game research. So, for example, passive income for 12 research books and 30 gold coins. Boost our passive income. that is, of course, without the reproduction bonus, or we could increase the reproduction income. So why don't I get a little bit of both? We'll get a little bit of passive income bonus and a little bit of reproduction bonus as well. I would like to purchase one more crayfish, please. There we go. One more crayfish. Yeah, there we go. Who's a good boy? That's right. You're a good crayfish. Yeah, because we've got just a few too many corpses hanging around for my liking. Reproduce 15 days. Brilliant. I'm going to keep playing this because I want to find out what happens at the next star. A full lake. We're going to need to expand. Oh my goodness. It's like this is a great opportunity for me to show you exactly how this is kind of a cool little feature of this game. Manipulate the terrain to expand your lake to another. That's right. So often you'll see there's a bunch of little pools, little sort of mini micro lakes around here. Also, there's a big old lake over here. What we want to basically do is piece by piece move the terrain out of the way in order to make a pathway to a brand new lake that we are indeed interested in. Now, each and every time we open stuff up, it means that we means that we get some more total population storage, which is really quite nice. How have we got 24 days? Day size. How? Also, I will note our population, our max population, fishulation, if you'd like, our max fishulation is 85 at the moment. That's a fence over there, which means I'm afraid I can't go through that fence. It's a crying shame. I'd love to expand out there, but I just can't. So it looks like we're gonna have to go to this tiny little pathetic pond over here. I mean, this is barely bigger than a puddle, frankly, so almost embarrassed. But there we go. Fishulation is gonna increase to 112. Max fitulation, not fitulation. Max fishulation is gonna increase to 112, which is fine, just fine by me. You know what? Since I'm on a spending spree, why don't we? There we go. Increase that area as well. Now we're up to 127. That ain't too bad at all. We are completely out of nutrients. I have absolutely zero idea how that happened. Don't blame me. Blame the fishes. Right. I'm gonna get lots and lots of algae. I mean, look, let's be brutally honest. These fish aren't gonna feed themselves, apparently. And they're breeding, I mean, they are breeding so unbelievably quickly that it is a little bit of a problem, actually. It is a little bit of a problem. I mean, how much algae do I flippin' need? How much of this stuff do I need? I need algae. I just need algae. That's what I need. That's what I need. That's what I need. That's the way to increase the nutrients. I mean, well, it's the way to increase nutrients for the days. That's for sure. Add certain plants. Yeah. I mean, I can't add any plants from here, I don't believe. Does not produce much grass. Would that help the situation at all? This will produce some nutrients for us. I mean, I am absolutely loaded, which is brilliant. Okay. Get a bunch of reeds. All right, that seems to be making a little bit of a difference. There we go. Okay, we just spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gold on reeds. That's okay, though. Right, the number of crayfish that we have, probably okay. I maybe am beginning to worry a little bit about overpopulation. Sorry, overfishulation. Yep, just like that, we hit the max amount. Although it looks like our passive income and our breeding income combined is substantial enough that we're able to pretty much make however much money we want. It's pretty good. A perch population, we're being asked to get a perch population. I mean, I can maybe do that. Oh, I can indeed do that. It eats both dace and crayfish. Right, well, let's step it up a little bit. What do we need to get a breeding ground? We need You know what? Sure. Let's put it in the middle, and let's have a little look at what we need for the breeding ground. We need grass, and we need redhead grass. Both of those things are reasonably easy to organize. And what do you know? I mean, before long, we'll actually have a proper flipping setup here. This real good. This real good. Lake's nutrients are on the up and up. The dace, the rampant dace population. The rampant dace population should be somehow somewhat culled by the whatever the perches that we just bought, which is quite nice. Can I put them in this area? Oh, they're already. There we go. Go to town. Go to town, my friends. That's right. Oh, look at this. It's a bloodbath. However, the good news is that it's a bloodbath that we can control. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. So basically, what we need to do is just wait for it. 10 flipping fishes hatched there, by the way. I mean, you just couldn't make that up. You couldn't make that up. That is some serious figures. Looks like my clams are all slowly but surely dying off. I think these are all decomposing ones. There's a stack of at least 2 in there, probably more. And you are almost done. It's because the toxins are almost completely dissipated from the lake, which is wonderful. Yeah, so what we're literally doing is we are waiting for the perch to breed a few more fish, a few more mini perches, and then we'll be done. In fact, just like that, I believe. Purchase pikes and let them reproduce one more individual. Right, not entirely sure what is meant by that. Now, pikes. Pikes eat dace and perch. It only fears the otter. Who doesn't fear the otter? I fear the flippin' otter, frankly. What do you need? You need grass, and you need hornwort, not hogwort. It's completely different. Let's buy the max level of that. The pike, we are waiting for reproduction. That's fine. What did I say? Was it redhead? No, it was just regular grass. Regular grass and hornwort. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Just like that. So that means that the survival chance of eggs is excellent. Brilliant. Let's have a little look at the lake info. 19 perches, 53, down to 52 dace. I mean, this is good. We want lots of churn, because I don't really care about deaths. What I care about is births. That's kind of what matters to me. Let's also get a few more of these crayfish. Again, not entirely sure if there's any sort of breeding process for the crayfish. So just gonna have to assume that there's not, and any crayfish that we plant into the world will just exist forever. Right, 6 total fish in 6 total pike fish. They're gonna do some serious cleanup, I suspect. Our dace population is being absolutely destroyed, which is the way that I like it, actually. We've let those dace run free for far too long, and that just ain't cricket, old chap. That just ain't cricket. Clam is still actually going strong. I say actually going strong. He's about to peter out. He's about to become a big fish, which, I mean, is, in one sense, an accomplishment. In another sense, you're about to die. So, you know, that's that. All right. Further expand your lake into another. Unlock and purchase 1 otter. Okay, this is kind of going to freak me out because I have no idea what this is going to do. The otter is the top predator and eats everything except the mallard. Nothing eats the otter. Nothing eats the flippin' otter. Top of the flippin' food chain, Mr. Big over here. He looks like a dinosaur. Look at this. Look at this. This is a dinosaur, folks. This ain't an otter. It's a dinosaur. There we go. Let's splash all of our cash on the otters. And that is 3 stars. Have I inadvertently just ended up destroying the diverse ecosystem over here? Probably. However, the authors are going to be very, very happy. They've got free run on whatever food they want. In fact, it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. They really can do whatever the heck they want to do. Right. So, how do I get out of here? How do I get out of here? Go to camp. There we go. That's the big button in the middle. So we got 3 stars, which means that we're going to be able to get some upgrades. However, that's the end of the campaign. Now, the good news is we didn't get to see the rest of the upgrade tree. I want to show you the rest of the upgrade tree. I want to see if we can get some more upgrades. I don't think the upgrades are particularly interesting, but there we go. Oh no, we're not going to do this again. We're not going to do this again. All right. Let me exit out of this and let me bring you into the sandbox. This was something else that I was potentially, if we had time, I was gonna give you a little squiz of the sandbox. But anyway, the sandbox is much like the story campaign at the moment. We've got the opportunity to pick from 3 lovely lakes, I guess. The thing is that it's a little bit more challenging in the sandbox. We'll start with Origin. Anyone who speaks the language, please don't butcher me. You know, don't ruin my ecosystem just because I mispronounced that. Right, so, yes, in sandbox mode, you start with a tiny little lake right over yonder, and we need to dig out 310 tiles to transform this lake back to its former glory, which is kind of my style, because I always prefer playing the sandbox in these games, in these strategy tycoon games. Immediately, right, we need to start getting some reproduction on the go. It needs to be done. We're looking for some reeds. Any reeds in our little pond over here. This ain't a lake, it's a pond. Don't at me, it's true. Right, 2 daces, 2 daci. And then let's have a little check up on here. Yeah, no stuff. None of the stuff that we need. Right, 2 reeds and some small rocks. Oh, really? Oh, there we go. Brilliant. Okay, fine. So, we've splashed a little bit of cash. I don't want to buy too many more daces. But I'll buy up to 4 so that we can start hatching now, because I need to start raking in that cash ASAP. My dude, have we got algae already? We do not. Right, let's immediately start with the algae. We're probably going to look in the very, very early stages to try and open up access to this little pond over here. If there's a bigger pond anywhere, I might look into expanding to that. Very little ponds. You'll also notice that there are little sort of bits of trash sort of littered around everywhere. So a pile of trash which is too close to the lake will increase toxins, terraform to remove for monetary gain, but in doing so it gives an instant burst of toxins, which is less than ideal, but definitely mitigatable if we utilize the clammy boys. Definitely something that we can do. Right, how's the fissulation looking? 6 out of 11 already. We're pretty much up to max there. That's brilliant. I mean, can get some clams, although we don't have any toxins to speak of at all. I think we probably want to get one of these dudes. Yeah, you know what? Give me one of these dudes. Sure, give me a perch breeding ground. We'll get some grass and some redhead grass. Yeah. Also, what I can do, which is quite good, I can move rocks around, which is oh so nice. Excuse me. There we go. Ever so nice. Ever so nice. Right, so let's go back in here. Let's buy 2 bits of grass and some redhead grass. Wonderful. Is that fine for perches? That's fine for perches. So, we're up to 9 out of 11. Brilliant. Let's get 2 perches. Full lake. That's fine with me. So, twofold. Twofold, this is a major improvement. Firstly, we're going to start destroying the dace population. Dace population already down to 6. Wonderful. So hopefully these perches are just going to be able to eat the dace as they hatch. That's kind of the plan. Also, we still haven't brought out the big guns, the ducks. We'll have to see how they work. So it's going to go up to 8, and then hopefully these perches are going to do a pretty darn good job of keeping the dace population in check, and that will allow us financially to continue to raise a bunch of money, which is of course exactly what we're here for. No, sorry, we're here to save the ecosystem. Right? Can I expand? Can I expand over here? Brilliant. What's that going to raise the population limit to? 15. I mean, that is distinctly lame, I must say. Was kind of hoping it would be a little bit more than that. I mean, the little lakes around here are... I mean, well, they leave a lot to be desired. They leave a lot to be desired. Right, keep on going. We're just going to continue to plow through. We need one more expansion to get to the next lake area. I think I'm gonna try and introduce as swiftly as possible all of the different types of species. How are we doing? Still on 2 perches and 8 dace. I mean, presumably daces are able to outproduce perches at the moment, which says to me we need more perches, right? Let's buy 2 more perches. Again, keep the dace in check. Should work just fine. Goodness, these guys are just chilling out over here. Like, what are you doing? Oh, you're all right. I see. You're having some private time. Right, we get one more fish. Look, those fishes are good. Toxin levels are indeed increasing. I'm a little bit concerned by that. I say that I'm a little bit concerned by that. I'm not, because clams are brilliant. Clams are, I mean, I don't want to say that they're the best, but they're pretty darn good. Let's not do what I did in the story and overbuild the number of clams, because that would be truly a mistake that doesn't bear repeating. Right, so that's still us on 8 daces, 5 perch. I feel like the perches are probably going to get fairly rapidly out of control. The daces, however, the daces just ain't mating enough. They just ain't doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's Funky Fridays, guys. Come on. You got to go to town. I mean, I'm expecting big numbers. Big fishes. Well, big small daces. Just get me lots of them. Just get me lots of daces. That's what I'm after. Also, pH levels. I don't think pH levels are sort of a workable meter. Not yet, anyway. I don't believe. But maybe that's just my my uninformed brain. Should we get some pike? Sure, let's get some pike. I'm just conscious of the fact that, you know, we gotta move. We gotta go. Right, 3 grass and hornwort. Sure. And then that'll allow us to buy a pike. And then everyone will be kept in check. Well, mostly everyone will be kept in check. The altar still costs 56 gold. And let me be real with everyone for a second. It doesn't really take that much to know that I don't have 56 gold at the moment. I'm afraid I ain't got anywhere close to that. Which is a bad vibe all around. Right, so 7 perches, 1 dace. Yep. Kind of to be expected. We are super low on daces. Can I buy another dace? Yeah, buy another dace. We need to actually increase the number of daces that we have. Oh, all right. Eliminated. One of our 3 daces was actually just destroyed. Just like that one. Right, I mean, these guys are going to run out of foodstuffs in just a second if they're just going to continue to eat the daces. Also, how many corpses do we have on the floor? Not many. I probably shouldn't phrase it like that. Corpses on the floor is not really a fantastically positive way to go about saying there are dead organisms that need to be swept up by crayfishes. Yeah, we literally have 0 daces. We literally have 0 daces because the perch just ain't up to snuff. I thought we were breeding a dace there. What the heck is happening? Right, well, the perches are all gonna die off, which is frankly okay, but also kind of not okay. I want to continue to lower the terrain, probably. Yeah, the reason that I want to lower the terrain is that I just need a bigger population. I need a bigger population, and it needs to be filled with daces. Also, clams. Clams die and reproduce with, like, an alarming amount of regularity. Perches without food. Yeah, well, it's funny that. If you guys overeat, if you overindulge yourself, then you ain't gonna have nothing left for dinner. I mean, you're about to take your last breaths. I say breaths. You're about to... Do fish breathe? I mean, fish definitely breathe, but they breathe through scales, which is kind of messed up. Thing is that at this point, I don't really want to introduce any... dace. Because I know for a fact that they're going to be destroyed by the copious numbers of perches that we've got. And we're only going to be able to buy 1 dace at the moment because things are just dicey. Financially. Financial assistance. Oh, brilliant. Alright, so I don't need to dig into my pension fund in order to buy dace. Right, so we're going to splash all of our cash on the dace. How many days do we have left? 8 days. Guys, I gotta be real with you for a second. You gotta get going. You gotta get going. You gotta get going. It's so important. There's never been a more important time to start breeding. Like, seriously. The perches are just gonna continue to multiply. Unless we get a pike. But it eats dace as well. I mean, that's going to make the dace doubly endangered. Which is just... I don't want to say it's bad on all fronts, but I mean, it is literally bad on all fronts, right? I think it would be pretty bad on all fronts. I actually feel like a proper... I mean, what's the term for somebody who deals with fishes? Not a fisherman. Definitely not a fisherman. I don't feel like a proper fisherman. A marine biologist, a pond biologist, a puddle biologist. Let's go with puddle biologist. I feel like a proper puddle biologist. Right, you're going into the... How often do you guys actually breed? It's got to be asked. I'm sorry for intruding upon your personal life, but I really feel like you guys are not doing a spectacular job of repopulating the pond with daces. There is some occasional hatching. Very, very occasional. Highly occasional. It's like you guys are part-time. I mean, we've got 10 capacity. We've got 10 capacity, and we're only getting... Oh, that's 2 fish. That's 2 fish. That's good. That's really good. Dace. Another dace. Things get more expensive the more of them you buy. So that's why it's costing me more and more money to purchase in, to buy in some extra fishes. I want to buy a pike. You know what? There's something about my brain which says you gotta buy a pike. You gotta buy a pike to... Yeah, there we go. That's right. That pike took out the perch. So maybe with a singular pike, we can take out multiple perches, and that can get the perch situation down under control. 2 more daces. That's exactly the sort of money that I need to see. That is exactly the sort of money and exactly the sort of figures that I need to see in order to make sure that this all works. Once we get the ball rolling, the ball starts rolling. It's like a snowball effect. What do you call it? An exponential snowball? I don't know. You can call it whatever the heck you want. But if exponential snowball works for you, then, you know, I'll adopt that as my official slogan, and we'll get going with just that. Right, 2 pike needed to breed. Maybe I don't want to breed. Maybe I don't want to breed pike. Maybe that's not what I want to do. No, I'm just joking. I do actually want to breed more pike. It's pretty important. However, now that the pikes are in, there is no going back. You know, once the doomsday clock has reached, you know, 30 seconds to midnight, you can't unwind time. You know, it's just not possible. 2 clams are required to breed. I mean, how is that possible? They're not even that close to one another. Anyway, the doomsday clock has been activated. It's been cranked down to the very lowest level. What I'm very, very worried about is that the pikes just decide to get super frisky and really do a whole bunch of producing. At the moment, I'm actually not too displeased with the rate at which daces are working at. Should I try and get increase the reproduction income? It would probably seem like a pretty smart thing to do, wouldn't it? I mean, I feel like it really would be. It's either that or population, though, right? It's either income or increasing the, you know, our area and able to increase the number of fish that we can actually store. I need to get some crayfish as well. I should probably just get, you know, just bang in a singular one at the moment, and then we'll bang in a secondary one in just a sec as soon as my bank loan comes through. Also, do I need to repay that loan to the municipality? Also, can it not be the municipality that ends up dealing with this lake? I'm sorry, but this is an absolute travesty. It's an absolute travesty, and it looks like garbage. Why am I the one that's responsible for dealing with this? Great question. I don't know. But it's highly irritating. Right, so 2 clams, is that enough? Is that too many? It's a great question. I don't know. 6 dace. Really not loving the fact that we've only got 6 dace. Very worrying. And nowhere near our fishulation cap, either. 4 coins for breeding a perch. Wonderful. And now we got the crayfishes going ham as well, which is good stuff. I mean, the figures don't lie, and the figures are, I mean, highly disappointing would be, you know, disappointing would be an understatement, frankly. Look at this, 4 days again. Is it just because of this serious overpopulation of perch? Is that the situation that we're in? I think this might be the situation we're in. Buy 2 more days. Maybe that'll sort us right out. Another perch. I mean, I get more money for the perches, which is brilliant. But that doesn't really make me feel much better. Right, maybe I just need to try and sort of kickstart the economy. Maybe we need some economic stimulus. Right. A few more manually inserted daces. Man, the perches. Can I just not catch one? Can I just not catch a fish? Is that just impossible to do? I appreciate, you know, I'm fishing in a toxic, algae-riddled lake. But even if I wanted to sort of like readjust the balance of fish, the distribution of fishes in the lake, doesn't really seem possible. You're just spawn camping, my dude. This pike is a spawn camper. You're just camping outside the perch nest and just noming whatever comes out. I like your strategy, my dude. Okay, the crayfish are without food. That's because there's no dead organisms dying of late, which is, I mean, it's good, right? One more dace. I mean, how close are we to the next lake? I mean, we could try and get a little bit of this scrappage. That would probably be an idea, right? I mean, maybe that'll be our financial salvation. Okay, I think we're 1 bit away. There we go, 25 extra gold. Don't mind if I diddly do. That's us up to 25 out of 31 fish in the sea, so to speak. Also, toxins are going down. Can I try and get to another bike or another bit of scrap or another bit of something? That was actually quite juicy. Little pond over there. That's an opportunity. Oh, also, I should get some research. Increase the reproduction income. That definitely seems like something that I'm interested in. Probably more so than getting any extra territory this early on. There we go. But we'll, you know, we'll head on over there. We'll get access to this pond. We'll build a brand new area in the process. And then we'll also be able to get a double scrap hole right over yonder, which is quite nice. Meanwhile, the dace breeding program is going very, very well. There's a third pike that's been introduced. So far, so good with the pikes. They sort of haven't, you know, completely done what I didn't want them to do. They're keeping the perch numbers under control, and that's really important. That's exactly why they're here. That's 2 more daces. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. What are we? We're probably about, I don't know, 4 or 5 bits of expansion away from getting to that area over there. Should I purchase some more daces? I kind of feel like maybe I will purchase some more daces. 1, 2 more daces. Sure. 2 more daces. And then I either want passive income or I want increased reproduction income. I think I just need to get that up to speed. I talked about snowballing earlier. As it turns out, it's pretty difficult to snowball if you don't have any snow. And I feel like there's an analogy in there somewhere that I could use to describe exactly how we're doing right now. And I dug for the snow analogy. Kind of worked. Don't look into it too much. Can I actually straight up? No, out of bounds. So I need to expand the lake over there first before I'm able to ditch that plastic, or I don't know, trash that trash, or whatever. Right. Let's get some research. Let's go for passive income. That's cool. I mean, who doesn't like passive income, you know? Be financially free. Work from home. Do what you want to do. I keep on trying to stimulate the dace economy, and yet the number of daces in the market just continually seems to trend downwards, and there is almost nothing that I can do. There is nothing that I can do to stop the decimation of the daceulation. That's right, I said it. Right. Expand out this way, expand out this way, expand out this way, expand out this way. So that's 1 more click here, and then 1 more click over there, and that's going to get us 50 gold. And that means increased reproduction shenanigans. I actually feel... Oh, actually, it's 2 more clicks. Didn't anticipate that. I actually feel... There we go, what do you know? I actually feel like we are about to hit that point. We're about to hit that snowbally point. 51 population. We are on 0 days. We are on 0 days. Can we just take a moment to appreciate that for just a second? The pike. I mean, I didn't fully anticipate the hunger of the pike. It's pretty toxic. It's pretty toxic, actually. And it's done quite a lot of damage. It's done a lot of damage, in fact. Let's buy an altar. It does eat dace, but it also eats pike. Okay, does the altar increase the toxicity of the environment? I feel like it does. But let's see if that takes out the pikes. It's already taken out 2 of them, I think, which is brilliant. Pike without food. I know, that's kind of the intention. Now we're down to 0 pikes. How did we go from a thriving ecosystem to nothing? Right, lots and lots of dace. Let's start again. I mean, except ignore the fact that there is an altar in the game. Yeah, don't worry about the fact there's only 1 altar. I did kind of blow all of my cash on that 1 altar, which maybe in hindsight wasn't the most brilliant idea that I've ever had. However, it is what it is. Can I move the dace breeding grounds? I sure as heck don't think I can. Alright, brilliant. Where did all of our dace go? Is it the toxicity levels? Are the toxicity levels too high? Have we lost all of our clams? We've got loads of clams. Why have the clams... The pike died of poisoning. Alright. The otter is still going strong, though. Wonderful. The dace that I dropped into the pond just for good measure, they ain't doing so hot. They ain't doing so hot at all. Right, let's get some more clams. That's right, I'm going overboard in clams again. In a major way. I mean, this is just a disaster, isn't it? This is just a total freaking disaster. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's the game. Maybe it's a mixture of both. But I certainly don't feel like I'm performing to any high degree of anyone's satisfaction, let alone my own. Let alone my own. It's an absolute nightmare. Right, toxicity is down. When are we gonna get our next cash injection? Right now. That's when. Immediately die. Immediately. Hold on. There is one. One survived. Brilliant. Okay. Get another one. You should survive. Okay. I don't actually understand how the toxins managed to do so much damage. I thought we had more than enough anti-toxin capability. Is the altar dead? No, the altar's around somewhere. No, he's just drifting over here. Alright, that's fine because it gives us an opportunity to repurchase a bunch of dace. Don't mind the perches. The perches ain't happening. We are all about dace. We're gonna fill this whole flipping pond up with dace. You're not gonna be able to move for the amount of dace that are over here. Right, more dace, that's right. I didn't particularly realize what a dace was before I played this game. Truth be told, still don't frankly understand what a dace is. Do I care? Not a bit. Right, so how many is that? 36 out of 51. I think that's probably enough. No, you know what? It's not enough. It's not enough. More. And more. So that takes us up to 18. Almost 20 days. Do we want to try and shoot for about 25 days? Again, I feel like it's going to be so easy to just like fall into imbalance. So that's pretty good. Yeah, that's not too bad. Research, we've got the 50 research for the increased reproduction. Is this altar not hungry? No, you're just chilling. You don't really need to eat that regularly, to be fair. 3 extra dace. Don't mind if I do. Right, I think that we can reintroduce the perch here. There we go. Reintroduce the perch to the environment. Brilliant. And then we can reintroduce the pike at a later date. Fantastic. But the dace should be able to do a wonderful job. The altars as well. I'm just going to leave that altar to die off. I don't really think it's that important. Is it just that I don't have enough space to cultivate my my fishes? Is that the real problem here? Is that I'm sort of limiting myself by not having enough space? I mean, we could sort of try and trek down to that corner down there. It's not a truly horrific idea. And in fact, we'll be able to pick up a cash bonus along the way. We're up to 28 daces. Brilliant. I think we need to purchase two more perches. 2 more perches to keep the population in order. That's 4 daces that we just got there. So as you know, the more daces we have, the more they get good at breeding, I believe, or something like that. I don't actually believe that's the case. I believe the more that they individually breed, the more they get better at breeding. Right, brilliant. 25 gold. Toxins increase. Hopefully that doesn't destroy absolutely everyone instantly. Looks totally fine to me. Brilliant. Right. Alright, we're a third of the way there. I mean, that is frankly a little disgusting, given that it took me that long to get on top of our Dace undersupply situation. The Dace stimulus package, as I will now refer to it as, was, I mean, it failed. Frankly, it failed. Failed to do what it was meant to do. We need to get that next little cash bonus over there. The Dace stimulus package that we implemented the second time around, however, definitely worked. Look at that, 35 Dace. That's not a figure that you can really complain about at all. 2 pikes, 2 pikes, brilliant. Look at that. The financial situation has improved dramatically. I think we're gonna freaking do it. There we go. Okay, toxins. Toxins did look a little bit dicey for a second there. Gonna just quickly throw a few more clams in to make sure. The 20 Dace just died. 20 Dace just flippin' died. I actually do not believe that. Was it because of the altars? Did the altar just come in and just wipe everyone out? Is that actually what happened here? Alright, well, you know what? Let's just keep up the pace. Keep up the breeding pace, please, everyone. Was it the toxin? Was it the toxins or was it the otters? I say the oxens, the altars. The one altar. I hope it wasn't that one altar. I really do hope it wasn't that one altar. Anyway, how are our pikes doing? That's a perch. Where are our pikes? There's one pike up here. You ain't doing too hot. Another pike down here. You're doing a little bit better. Has the altar died yet? No, the altar is still going strong. It can live for apparently up to about a bazillion years. That sounds like an exaggeration. It's not. Let's finish out the reproduction bonus. So let's get that sorted. So how much are we going to make per pike? Or per perch, sorry. That's $5. That ain't much. Dace is what I'm interested in, really. Here we go. 5. Okay, that just made us rich. Right, so we're hatching Dace here. Generation level of 8. I mean, you are dead now, so your generation level is effectively 0. Hate to break it to you. You're not really gonna make much impact. 20 gold a pop. I mean, this is how we operate. This is how it's done. As long as we're able to keep up this level of Dace production, then we are going to be totally fine. I'm going to buy 2 more pikes. Yeah, 2 more pikes. The only thing that really could make a difference at this stage. We need to make sure that the perches don't get out of control. And there are 8 perches at the moment, so we need to stay on top of that. There's one altar. We can duplicate that in just a second once we get a new pike. Because, again, we don't want the pikes to get out of control now. Because that in itself would be a disaster. I don't like how unbelievably expensive it is to get an otter, though. Anyway, we have an altar. An altar doesn't have a dedicated breeding ground, but that's okay. This whole thing does mean that the Dace is kind of the most sought after. Sought after is not the right term. He's definitely one of the people that can be eaten by the most different other people. And that is kind of worrying. Right. I should be building at right angles, because I think that opens up the most tiles. Don't fact check that one, please, but just, I think it does. I just, you know, a real litmus test on how the map is looking is how many Dace you have. I really do think that. So if you've got if you're in a pretty good position, then you'll have a decent number of Dace. But if you ain't, then you ain't gonna have many Dace, are you? Okay. Wonderful. All right. I mean, this is looking absolutely perfect. As long as the altar recreates another altar, reproduces another altar, then we will be absolutely sorted. I must say, did not fully anticipate that it was going to be such a pain in the backside to get the daces up and running in the first instance. But we did it. We managed. And it was only a massive pain. It was only a massive pain. 35 daces. That is what I'm flipping talking about. That is wonderful. Should we get some ducks? I have absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea what a duck is going to do. It fears nothing that resides in a lake. I think an otter could take a duck. An otter could totally take a duck. Let's get 2 ducks. Let's get 2 ducks. I mean, they just look... They look dopey AF. I mean, what is going on here? What is going on? Well, they're going to have a grand old time. You know, you can dip in and have a couple of daces. I think the dace population is pretty self-sustaining at this point. He says very confidently as the dace population dips below 30. There we go. Look at that. 15 gold. That's what I'm talking about. It's getting toxic. Oh, no, 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 no. Right, get a few more clams. Brilliant. And the clams breed, don't you know? So that's gonna make things a little bit better. Still 2 otters, and still too few daces. I mean, whilst the going is good, let's get the terrain expanded, shall we? Yeah. I mean, the going is very, very good. I will say that. Yeah, so we should always be building at corners so that we get, like, the maximum amount out of our money. So we're getting 5 extra tiles per click. And the clicks are only getting more expensive. You know what they say? Back in my day, I used to be able to buy a brand new tile for 6 gold coins. But now it costs me 16. That's inflation for you. Alright, we're almost there. We got another 40 tiles. A couple more dace breeding sessions and we'll be good. We're down to 26 days though. Little bit dodgy. I mean, a massive resurgence in the number of clamfish. Gotta say, quite obscene. No duck breeding going on. Doesn't look like the ducks are particularly bothered about any of that nonsense, to be honest though. They're more just interested in swimming around and having a grand old time. Alright. Well, I mean, that's us within 30 tiles. So, if I'm not mistaken, it should take us about 6 more clicks in order to get there. So, maybe just over 100 golden ducats. Yeah, we're pretty close now. 3 more clicks and I think we've got it. And we should have it very, very soon indeed. I mean, this pond looks like utter trash. I actually feel like I may have done this ecosystem more damage than otherwise. I actually do genuinely think that I've probably damaged it. Right, let's put in a couple of clams. Let's absolutely decimate all of that toxicity. That's right. Get out of here, toxicity. We're not interested. And then let me just buy the last few bits and bobs. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's go all the way to the corner. I said it. It's got to be done. It's the last bit. Bada bim, bada boom. What do you know? That is it. That is it. We're going to claim victory. We did it. I mean, I've got to say, that sandbox mode, severely underdeveloped. And I think that is probably abundantly obvious to absolutely everyone who watched. I have no intention to think that the other sandboxes would be any different from the one that we just played. We played through the first two story campaign missions. I hope you feel like you've got an appropriate an appropriate taste for what Among Ripple's Shallow Waters is all about. Obviously, this is still in the very, 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 very early stages of development. So go check out the Kickstarter if you're interested in supporting the game. And similarly, if you're interested in supporting me, then you can check out the Patreon link down in the description below. All of the people listed on screen right now are fantastic people who help make videos like this possible. So go check it out. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Ladies and gents, it's been a pleasure. See you next time. Bye.